What's going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to another episode on the Falcon YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing really well and you've been enjoying the content so far. So if you're new to the channel, big welcome. Make sure that you do like, comment and subscribe so you're always in the loop, always up to date with what we've got going on in the works. And again, appreciate the support. I appreciate all of the comments and engagement that you all do, even just showing up to the live premieres and just engaging. Honestly, it's been a pleasure for us growing this channel and just seeing how much this has progressed and the impact that it's making. After all, we started this channel to really just find a way to impact people all over the world at different stages of their journey and giving that general sort of approach to how we look at the markets, whether it be processes, routines, etc. We're about to take things to a whole new level. So we thank you for it and excited for the things that we got in the works. And with that being said, we get a lot of questions all the time about Falcon, what's included, all those kind of things. So we thought we'd take this opportunity to just give you a bit of an overview. So Falcon is not your typical course, if you like. So I wanted to just take a moment just to really off the cuff share with you what is Falcon, what's it about, what can you expect to get involved with. Well, firstly, we need to establish that I personally don't believe that you can just take a course and then be successful. There's so much more involved that you need as an individual. You've got to be working on your right mindset. You've got to be reading, developing as a person, but you also need to be guided. You need to be mentored. You can't just get knowledge and then know how to apply it. After all, knowledge is useless if you don't have the right application. So we teach you how to do that. So when you become a Falcon member, you've got a pathway laid out for you. So you'll take things like our beginners course, which is the foundation series. This is essentially a beginner's course that is going to take you from whether you're a complete beginner to Forex or you've been trading for a while. It will bring you up to speed to the entire Falcon strategy, taking you every step of the way. Each module, it builds on each other. We've actually recently just launched our brand new foundation series, by the way, which we're really happy about. And again, for the Falcon community, we absolutely love the feedback so far. So with the foundation series, why did we recreate it? Well, there comes to a point that we're obsessed with innovation. We're obsessed with evolving. As the markets evolve, we evolve as well. And we always want to update that. So nothing is static. It's always innovating. It's always ongoing to get the most out of it for you guys and girls. So what we thought initially is that, do you know what, why don't we revamp it, or why don't we just update it? And then we just, because it's how we always are, we just completely recreated the whole thing. It's amazing. All up to date. There's so many fresh things in there, fresh content with this science behind learning in mind. And this brings me to another part of what Falcon's about. I'm a big believer in, like I said from the beginning, it's not just about the knowledge, it's about how do we help people learn in the most efficient way possible. So with the new foundation series, we approached it in the way of the science behind learning. So essentially, how do we get people to learn in the best way possible, the most efficient way possible? Because after all, not everybody consumes information in the exact same way. Not everything clicks for somebody in the same way. So we took that into consideration over the last 3 years of being established. We wanted to make that as efficient as possible. So we designed it in a way that no matter who you are, what type of trader you are, this is going to benefit you. And it could be that 1% tweak that you need that pushes you towards consistency. And this brings me on to what else is Falcon about? Well, essentially, I wanted to get to the root of how we can help people learn the most efficient way. Because after all, when you're learning something, people tend to get frustrated when you have a lack of clarity or you don't actually understand something. So what we wanted to do is build confidence. If we can help people learn in the most efficient way possible, naturally, once you're learning, you get confident, you actually understand what you're doing, you're naturally more motivated, you can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, it develops more of that longer term thinking and overall just instills that confidence in you. So I want people to learn the most efficient way possible. So naturally, it's more enjoyable, it's more motivating. So we're very happy with the foundation series. And it's important that if you're a Falcon member, you go through that with a fine-tooth comb over and over again. It doesn't matter if you've been trading for a while, even if you've broken through to consistency. What you'll even find with people that have done that, they will still go over it, sometimes even more than others, because it's that open-minded learning process. And that's why we're a big believer in just innovating. As the markets evolve, we evolve as well. And that brings me on to mentoring as well. Mentoring is key, as I alluded to earlier. You need that experience. If you don't have that mentorship over the shoulder, people helping you, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to succeed, which is why you're stepping into a genuine community and you can leverage that. It doesn't matter where you are in the stage of your journey, somebody else is already either going through that or gone through that. and they're going to be there to be able to help you every step of the way. After all, trading, it can be a lonely game, and I think it's really, really key that you're around the right people. That's the most important thing, around the right people. There's more than one way to trade. There's more than one way to look at the markets. But we have found a specific way where you have all of the resources to be able to do that. There's a reason why we've had so many people quit their jobs in the last year alone, because they followed the resources. They have it all there in the content. So you'll have that on a weekly basis. So myself, I actually do webinars on a weekly basis, and essentially your role as a student to get the most out of it is to do your analysis beforehand and then compare it to mine. Compare it to mine, compare it to the coaches, compare it to the experienced students in the community. And what that does is that builds confidence into you, because when you're doing your own analysis, it's our job to help you to become independent. So when you do your own analysis, you do your own forecast, you do your own process, you're then going to be able to compare that to mine on a weekly basis and then be able to see, right, I didn't look at it like that, or now I know how to evolve that. So we help you think for yourself. You can handhold someone every step of the way, but it will never actually help you sustain it for the long run. That's why we've created so many independent traders in the first place. But you've got that on a weekly basis. Then you've got the live webinar on a monthly basis. So at the end of the month, we have that kind of huddle and we get together, jump on a live webinar, and we go through the goals, go through the progression, see how we've got on for the month, and we move forward. And I really, really enjoy it. We just had our live webinar the other day, and it was so enjoyable to see how focused people are and how much we've grown already. I mean, the year goes by very, very fast, so it's important to have that focus, key, and the processes. And this brings me to the Slack community. So this is where, when you come into Falcon, you'll see this for yourself, you come into a community in over 170 countries all over the world, having local meetups in different parts of the world, holding each other accountable. You'll see how serious and active the community is, and you can leverage that. If you've got any questions whatsoever, you can ask myself, anybody in the team, the experienced students, anybody in the community. We have an ethos here that we go above and beyond to help each other out, because after all, in this business, it's not easy. Trading can be difficult. It's not a get rich quick. It does take time and patience. But what an incredible feeling it is to know that you're actually around people that care. They really care about where you are in your journey and be able to help, because these guys and girls, they were once in your shoes, so they know what it feels like, where you've just got a question niggling away and you just want to know, how do I overcome this? Well, you can reach out and help that, and that is the best feeling in the world. I wish I had a community like this. I wish I had content like this when I first started 11 years ago. It would have been a game changer for me. So we're really, really happy to provide that every step of the way. So essentially, you have all the resources. I could go over and over every bit of content that we've got on the dashboard, but after all, the key thing you need to understand is that you've got the foundations, which is the foundation series. That's going to lay that for you. Each thing builds on each other, gets you up to speed, helps you every step of the way. You have the community, you have the mentorship. So then you can get to a stage in which that you're now executing that in live market conditions. After all, that's what we're here for, to teach you to be independent and learn how to do this by yourself, which is what is happening on a regular basis. So in terms of what you get in Falcon, it's so much more than just trading education. There's mindset, there's resources, there's the community. You're part of something where you can grow as not just a trader, but as an individual, creating lifelong friends in all different parts of the world. And that is leveraged within itself, because you get to see people grow. You get to see yourself grow, be able to look back, help each other, and actually create a support network of people where you're confident to share your goals with. What an incredible feeling it is to achieve goals, congratulate those goals, see other people achieve goals, and you're helping push those. What a great positive environment that actually is. And that's what I wanted to create from the very beginning. So it's just, honestly, sometimes I have to pinch myself literally and think, wow, look at how far we've come in just this short space of time. And as the mentoring increases, we're always innovating, always adding more things. We're not static. As you know, if you're a Falcon member, you know how we're always innovating, and we've got some really, really exciting things in the works. So upon the launch of the Falcon Foundation series, that literally just scratches the surface of what we've got through this year. It's insane. It just brings a smile to my face even thinking about it. So a lot of people in the community, you already have a glimpse and an idea from things that we've spoken about in the webinars. But honestly, this is the best thing that we've ever done. And I think that the Foundation series, the new and improved Foundation series, completely revamped, completely recreated, is just the foundation laid and the pillar of what more content we've got in the works that's just going to help assist people even more. After all, you've got to come in with the mindset to treat this like a business. Remember, trading is a process. If you focus on pips, You focus on monetary amount, you focus on all that kind of stuff, then guess what? Trading isn't probably for you. If you come in with a mindset that this is a business for you and you're thinking longer term, then it's going to help you. So what we wanted to do is create a platform where that covers all of those areas, whether that be from the community, whether that be for the weekly content of that mentorship on a consistent basis. That is how you actually grow as an individual and as a person. And I firmly believe that you have all of the resources here. I mean, we've seen it been done. So you have to ask yourself, it's all about your commitment levels. Most people have the resources, but then they don't follow through with it. And they think that it's the content or the strategy or it's something else. They're always looking for blame. But you'll find that there's lots of other successful people that have the same access and the same resources. What was different from those people, from the ones that succeeded and the ones that complained? Well, as you can see, the word is there. They complained. They didn't recognize what was right in front of them. And it could be things like their attention. And that's something that we actually considered into the new foundation series as well. We wanted to make sure that your attention span is focused at all levels. So keeping that interactive every step of the way. So as you can see, with Falcon, what you get is purely the love and care of attention, because there's nothing better for me and for the Falcon team is to see people succeed. Sounds a little bit cliche, doesn't it, when you think about, you know, genuinely wanting to see people succeed. I get more excited for people than what they do. When someone tells me they're about to go full time, all I can think about is just excitement for them, because I know how it feels to what they're going to do. What's their routine going to be like? How are they actually setting this up? Are they thinking about an investment that's coming in the future, or are they trading investor capital right now? And how can I help assist for the processes, the mindset, because I've been there and I'm doing it. So I know exactly how it feels like every step of the way. I've gone through all of the hurdles and I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed. You know, I was trading full time for nearly 3 years until I created the actual Falcon community itself. So I know what it feels like to be lonely. And a bit of a backstory on that as well. When I first went full time and I actually quit, it was very, very overwhelming for me because I had all this time, all this freedom. And what I used to do is just wake up when I want and do what I want. I ended up trading the Asian session. Think about that. Why on earth was I trading the Asian session? And it was because I didn't have that structure that I needed. So there's so many things along your Falcon journey that you'll go through, and a lot of consistent people that have already gone through that. When you go full time, suddenly you have all of this time thinking, well, I can do what I want when I want now. And you end up just doing what you want, not realizing that sometimes that messes with you, because if you feel a little bit tired, well, you don't have to wake up. You can just do what you want. But routines and processes are so important. So in Falcon, the overview is that you get everything. You get the whole 9 yards, all of the things that you need to set you up for success. All you need to do, if you've been sitting on the fence or you're thinking about joining us or getting involved in Forex, in any education provider, you just need to go in with the right mindset. I've seen it before. People complain, they have a loser mindset, they don't make it happen, and they have all of the resources there and they blame. People that do succeed, they have exactly the same content, the same hours in the day. What's the difference? It's their level of thinking. And what we're here to do is just guide you in the right processes through our experience and just how we look at the markets, because there's more than one way to trade. There's more than one way to look at the markets. There is no real right and wrong. But what I firmly believe from the level of success that we've seen in the community is that we've clearly developed a way that resonates with most types of personalities. And you're able to cater around that so you can develop your style that you're comfortable with. I'm gonna give you an example. The goal for you coming into Falcon is not to trade like myself or the coaches or anybody in the community, not to have that exact same plan. It'll be very, very close. But if you're a conservative trader by nature, you're naturally not going to follow someone who's very, very aggressive, maybe taking 10, 20 or 30 trades in a month. You might be more conservative with your capital, and that's absolutely okay. But you get to actually fulfill that, because after all, the best way for you to be consistent is not to just idolize someone. The best way for you to remain consistent is to trade in a way that is congruent with your personality. So you're trading the same strategy, your frequency may be different. But the great thing is, everybody in the community, you've got different levels of those. So you can surround yourself with people in the community that are similar to your style, learning from people, doing all these different things. So honestly, I believe it's the best place for your education and for your mental health, your mental stability, and your emotional state, and how you're always going to be learning and leveling up. And of course, being surrounded by some great people as well is the best thing in the world. Being able to go to different parts of the world and meet people is the best feeling. You know, seeing their journey every step of the way. We went to Australia recently. That was awesome. And then to see the progression from the conversations that I've had from people on the Australia meetups, they've now leveled up. They've quit their jobs. So what a feeling that is to see that happen. And that's just going to continue to grow. So if you've genuinely been thinking about joining Falcon for a while and you want to start your trading journey, then it's about taking that first step, just getting involved. So guys and girls, if you're coming in to the community, make sure that you come in for the right reasons and more important, the right mindset, that long-term thinking, because that is the only way that you succeed. There is no shortcuts to success, and especially not in this industry. So come in with that right mind frame, and we would of course love to have you here and help assist you and watch you grow as an individual. But with that being said, very, very excited for the other things that we've got in the works at Falcon. What we do, when we do something, we do it right. So we don't rush things, we do things in the right way, make sure we have the right procedures, the right processes to help innovate and help you every step of the way as we all level up together. So absolutely love that. And I can't believe how quick this month has gone. We're February already into the year. It's crazy. So it's so important that right now, make sure that you've got that momentum and you're going back to your goals. So going into that part, if you're into February now and you feel like maybe you could have done more, you're not sticking to your daily goals, you're not sticking to your processes, it's not too late. Don't beat yourself up. Just make sure that you move back on track. And if you found it a little bit hard, reflect. Make sure you've reflected. What happened in January that didn't maybe get you to where you needed to be? Make sure that you're still thinking quarterly as well. This doesn't matter if you're a Falcon trader or you're another trader in a different community. Make sure you're thinking quarterly. So what I mean by that is that rather than you looking month by month, oh, how was my January? How was my February, etc. Remember, think quarter to quarter. Don't judge yourself on such a micro position. Judge yourself on the macro. And when you look at it quarter by quarter, you could have, let's say, an average January, an average February, an incredible March, and actually then average out at maybe 4% per month. But you're not going to do that if you're in a wrong mindset, judging yourself on how January's results have been, etc., etc. And remember, you can have an average quarter, but still an incredible year. So thinking on that quarterly basis takes the pressure off of you as a trader, because trading is not always easy. So don't put more pressure on yourself that you have to have this amazing month every single month, because it's not always sunshine and rainbows. You know, you have to go through the hardship of it. But guess what? It's only for the strong mentality, the switched on, that actually succeed. And don't rob yourself of that by judging yourself on such a small time frame. Look at the bigger picture. Remember, short-term thinking gets you short-term results. Long-term thinking gets you long-term results and sustainability. Guys and girls, really hope you enjoyed this episode. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you in the next episode and have an incredible weekend ahead.